All right, you see this big pile of boxes and stuff. That actually came in a box too. Wasn't sure what it was until I opened it. This is a spray booth by these guys right here. How you say that, I don't know. Warsun, I guess. It looks to me like it's one of the best ones I have ever seen. It has like federal certifications, all kinds of cool stuff. Let's open it up in high speed so we don't bore ourselves to death watching me open up all these boxes. But I want to open it in high speed so you can kind of see real quick what you get. If you're welcome to skip ahead of that and take a look at the booth fully inflated. Talk to you later in the video. Right, so it comes with, that's the spray booth, charcoal filter, another couple charcoal filters. I guess that's an intake batting to not let dust go in. You got 2 fans, big one, small one. There's a cage. I think this is for the exhaust system. We'll find out a little bit later. And a boot. I think it's like what's in the instructions right here. It does not come with the exhaust fan, so let me explain to you what that is. It has an exhaust system if you're outside, but if you just wanted to run, let me get you guys up a little closer so you can see. Come on. Okay, right here, if you wanted to have a tube going outside, like if you were inside a building and you didn't want any of the overspray at all, or the smell, or anything to be inside, you could buy this little setup here. They sell it separately, looks like. That's even pretty neat. I mean, this is way more legit than my other one. So according to this, has to be assembled. There's some screws and stuff for that. And this thing here is actually that heavy duty rubbery PVC, I think. And some parts of it are the sail material like my other one, which is a little lighter weight, which is better for storage. So if you're gonna store it, you don't want something too heavy. And I think the tent itself is made out of this tent. This is a sail material, so it's really strong. It's like a nylon, but it's really super strong. It takes, you know, high winds and stuff like that for sailing. So if you've never seen a sail, they're really strong, well made. So it's like made out of that sort of thing. And this being like the jumpies, if you've ever seen those, the rubbery coated stuff. But this is the boot. So this goes on, looks like in the picture here, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah, this comes with it, and there's a little box here. And I think that's where this filter goes. I don't know, we'll find out when I get it together. I don't even think I'm gonna really need this portion of it, but it comes with it. But like, for instance, if you had this inside a nice commercial building or something like that, would be really cool to have. And then have this set up too, like it shows in here. And this is what it looks like here. Again, I don't know if I'll even need that portion. But eventually I'm gonna put this, one day I'm hoping that I'll have a large commercial building to do my filming in and have the spray booth just deflated, and then when I need it I just inflate it up and then spray something and then deflate it down again. Another thing I noticed with this one versus my other one, it comes with an extra large bag. One of the problems is I never can get my other one back in the other bag. It was just so snug in there. This one, it's possible. I mean, I'm not real hopeful because it is really hard to fold these things up that tight, but it does have a bigger bag than what the thing's in. That's pretty nice. Let the inflation begin. All right, let's take a look at this thing. This is actually pretty amazing, I gotta tell you guys. I have another one of these, and it is not nearly as big as this one. The issues you're gonna run into a lot of these are a couple things. We'll go over them. And this one here seems like they solved a lot of those problems. Number one, this one has really large filtration areas. Again, it does have that federal certification, which is really nice. If you're in an area, like if you wanted to use this in a shop, it could be done with no problem, depending on where you live again. I'm not going to be painting anything in it today, but it does come with the filters. These are carbon filters, and this is a batting filter for the intake side. This is actually the final carbon filter that goes outside. It goes in this box here, and then you can buy an additional fan to have even more exhaust. The entire thing airs up with one of these fans. So this one here, if you don't have that other fan, all you do is you turn this one on, and with the doors shut, like if you shut this door here and you shut this door here, it will pressurize inside here, and then you have this door open. Well, actually you don't have to have that door open because it has a filter right here. So you can change this filter out to the other one that they have there. And then what it'll do is it'll bring air in here, and then it exits out one or two of these, depending on how you have it set up. You could set it up to where one of these has another fan for exhaust with that other shroud, or you can just put the big carbon filter on there and just use this natural airflow from that smaller fan. Which, by the way, that fan is still really big. It's bigger than my other fan from my other spray booth, and that bigger one is much larger than my other one. One of the issues you'll find on a lot of these is they have a really cheap zipper, and this one here they put in a really nice heavy duty one. So I would still recommend putting like a drop cloth down over it when you drive in and out so you don't put wear on that zipper. But if you look here, this door closes to the side, and it has straps to furl this thing up. So that's pretty neat. This is plenty wide enough. This is the actual width of a good spray booth. So it's plenty wide enough to paint in. My other one is probably 3 feet more to narrow than this one is. So painting in this one will be a lot easier to get a better job. You also have an area in here to mix your paint. So you can put a little table in here, mix your paint up. You have a man door to go in and out of. Some of them, like my other one, has 2 doors on it, which in some ways that can be convenient because then you can move a car all the way through it. But really, more commonly, you just need one door open. Now, normally when I'm going to paint something in here, I would have this door facing to the garage. I'd do my prep in the garage, pull the car in, paint it, and then pull it back in the garage. When it's up, it's very sturdy. Right now I have these blocks down here just to hold it in place because I have very little wind. If you had a little bit more wind, you really would want to put like some concrete anchors here and then run straps down from here to hold it. So you'd have it being held like this, and there's 3 of those to go across. And I'm pretty certain with like 15-20 mile an hour winds, you have no problems with this thing moving at all. In a lot of wind, you're still going to have some issues. This thing inside a big warehouse building would be great, because you could run that shroud on here and then have the exhaust fan and have the pipe take all the exhaust out the door. Plus it going through that carbon filter is really nice. One of the problems with painting in these that you'll to be aware of is that you will have a very hot temperature on your panel, so you want to do it early in the morning. Do your painting early in the morning. if it's in the summer. And the other thing is it probably won't hold out any rain. I've gotten my other one wet, and this is the same material. And if you get it wet, it could drip water. So getting it in the rain probably wouldn't work out. So you just wait for fair weather days and do your work then. Now the other options, let's say you just decided to paint your car in a garage. I've seen people, and I've done this before myself, cover everything in their garage with plastic. And you know what? That overspray finds its way through that plastic, every crack and nook and cranny. It goes through there, and it ends up getting on all your tools, all your cabinets, all your parts, anything else that's in that garage. You will have overspray on it. I don't care how much you cover it up. I don't care how good you try and seal it. It's going to happen. In the time and effort that you do all that, really check the link in the description on this. You could probably pull the trigger on one of these and probably be ahead. Especially when you consider all the things you've ruined in your garage by getting overspray all over it. Believe me, I have done it many times. When I was younger, that's how I used to do cars in a garage. So if you didn't have very good lighting, it does have little straps here to hang LED lights from. I wouldn't put anything on them that's going to be hot. This is made from sail material, so it's very sturdy and fairly lightweight. It's also supported with the PVC on some areas. So if you feel here, it has that rubberized product on the inside of here and here where they stitched it in. That's very thick thread. That's probably, I would say that's like either 138 or 277. Really thick thread. Honestly, check the link. I was really surprised at the price after I looked at this, how good the quality is, that it is the right size. It's wide enough. Again, a lot of them you're going to get, they measure from the outside. This one here is, the inside measurement is 12 feet. So, like I said, it says 15, but really what you want to know is what the inside measurement is, and that's plenty wide. I think my other one's only like 10 feet wide, and there's a lot less space in here. So when the car's in here, you have, you know, about a solid 3 feet from you and the wall. So if your car, say you're using one of these Carmen Gias, let's use this as an example, because if you look at my other videos, I painted a Carmen Gia. The Carmen Gia is around 5 feet wide, so you have 6 more feet on each side. So that's 3 feet. Is that right? 3.5 feet from each wall. So that's a lot of space. Let's look at it here. Yeah, 3.5 feet. Oh my goodness, that's like tons of space to walk around the vehicle, pull your airline. You could probably even paint a larger truck in this one. Let's look at the distance from where the man door is. So from the man door, we're looking at, is that 22.5 feet, which is, again, enough space so that you have 3 or 4 feet on either side to walk around the vehicle to paint it. Like I said, I think my other one is 10 feet wide on the inside diameter. This one's 2 feet wider than that. It makes a huge difference when you're trying to paint something. So the things that are important, again, zipper. Zippers are good quality. It's wider than the regular booth that you get. Some of the booths are not this wide inside. The inside width is everything on this. It has EPA certification. It has a second fan for just airflow. My other one does not have a fan for airflow. It just utilizes the seams and things like that, the leakage that goes on naturally in these, and then uses that air to kind of give you airflow. And it's really not very much airflow. It has the ability to put a second fan in for exhaust, so you could really get a nice amount of airflow going through this thing by using the second fan. Again, that is not included with it, but it's something you could add on later and really benefit from. the door has a swing to the side versus a swing upward. Some of them you have to roll it up and then put it up, and it's such a pain to put the car in here. You still do need a ladder to shut the door, which if you have something like say a van, which I paint a couple of those like over here, you are going to need it to be pretty high, because when that paint's wet and you pull it out, you want it to be high enough to where it doesn't rub on the ceiling. So really what we're looking at, all the boxes are checked on this thing, and the price point is actually shockingly cheap. So I'm not going to put the price in the video because it could change. We have a lot of inflation going on right now. So, but for what they're offering this thing for and what it has to offer, it has good lighting inside too, so you have all this clear on the sides. It's got everything. All the boxes are checked for everything you need to do a nice looking paint job at your house, or in an unideal situation. You could put this in a warehouse. The thing you could do inside a warehouse, you could put lighting on the outside of it. Just put lights up and it'll shine through the building, so you don't have to have those lights in your way. You could also hang lights that has those little cord things for extension cords and lights to go inside. They didn't leave that out of it. The tie down system is really nice. And again, in high winds, you're going to want to put straps from there down to some concrete anchors or something like that, to keep it from blowing in the wind, because they do blow in a little bit in the wind, but they actually are pretty sturdy. Mine, like right now, we got a little bit of wind going on. If you see the trees moving, and it's really not moving at all. So with just those concrete pieces on the ground, and I painted like that before. It is a little bit of a risk, because if you did get a random gust of wind, it could blow, but it usually holds pretty good. So you guys, I'm actually really impressed with this thing. I think that they did this thing right. It does have all of the stuff on it. Really professionally done. It's branded with their name on stuff, so this is their spray booth. They aren't just taking a knockoff and trying to make it, which, yeah, I think they're doing a good job. This is actually impressive. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Hope you like it. Please like, share, and subscribe, and see your comments on it.